It was a warm, sunny day, and Sally was heading to her friend's house. Sally loved Saturdays because there was no school. She loved to spend time with her friends or sometimes just chilling out at home. The walk over to Bella's house was a pleasant stroll through the woods. The trees were hundreds of years old, she guessed by their size. Huge oak and sycamore trees towered above her with sunlight streaming through the branches. Their leaves were red, orange, yellow and brown, and autumn had created a thick, soft carpet of fallen leaves on the ground. Some branches above Sally's head still held on to their odd leaf, but most were bare. On this particular Saturday, Sally was feeling really happy. She was looking forward to a Halloween disco at the end of October, and today she and Bella were going to plan their costumes. As Sally walked through the woods, she was thinking about what she was going to wear for the party and how she loved dressing up for Halloween. Just then, in the quiet woods, a noise arose out of nowhere. It made Sally stop in her tracks. It was a noise that came and went, and when she stopped to listen, it had gone. At first, she thought it was an animal noise, a sort of bird of prey call, or an owl hooting. Suddenly, Sally started to run a little, hoping to get through the woods quickly. But in her haste, it wasn't long before she tripped and fell over a tree root. Sally couldn't move. She was in a lot of pain. Her ankle was twisted and felt numb. She was face down flat on the ground, her face full of wet muddy leaves and soil from the forest floor. At first she was in shock. She slowly started to notice her other injuries. Her thumb was badly cut and bright red blood poured from the wound. The sun had disappeared behind a cloud and the sky started to grow dark. Just then, raindrops. Great. Sally started to wonder if anything else could go wrong. With her good hand, she pulled her mobile phone from her raincoat pocket. It was fully charged, yes. But no signal, or barely any. What was Sally going to do? One bar would appear every few seconds on her mobile signal. Was it going to be enough to contact somebody for help? The raindrops started to fall heavier, and Sally could hear them pitter-patter on the leaves all around her. Dark clouds drew in, and the wood no longer looked like a beautiful autumn scene. Sally had to try calling someone, so at first she called Bella. She was closest to Bella's house than her own. She selected Bella's number and pressed call. Sally held her breath in anticipation of the shaky signal. Nothing at first. Just silence on the phone. Then, after a few seconds, she heard it ringing. Yes. It rang. And rang. And rang. Bella didn't pick up. It went to voicemail, and as best she could, she described where she was and what had happened. Next, she tried calling her mum. And this time, success. Mum, I'm stuck. I've fallen. The woods. Yes, it's dark and raining. I can't move. After the longest 30 minutes of her life, both Sally's mum and Bella both turned up to help. By this time, Sally's fingers were icy cold from shock and she was soaked through from the heavy rain shower. "Oh, Sally," her mum cried, "are you all right?" "Shall I call an ambulance?" Bella blurted out to Sally's mum. "No, I think if we can both help her over to the car and get her warmed up, she'll be okay. It seems like a sprained ankle." Sally's mum was a nurse, so she knew exactly what to do. By the time they got Sally over to the car, the rain had stopped and the sun was starting to shine through the clouds. Once back at home, Sally was feeling much better. Her ankle was still sore and swollen, but she was warm and dry and her thumb was now bandaged up. Not quite the afternoon she had been hoping for, but Bella stayed to keep her company and they planned their Halloween costumes from Sally's bedroom with her ankle in recovery. By the end of October, Sally's ankle was all better and they made it to the Halloween party. They agreed to meet each other halfway whenever going over to each other's houses. This was a good idea and would mean no one was ever walking through the woods, the lonely woods, alone again. The end.